You know what time it is, episode 337.
To 8? To 7.
8?
I think it's 7, yeah.
7?
Welcome.
What we got?
We got some fancy pants. Raw Pu'erh.
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah.
Yangqing Hao.
Right. Which I butchered upon my guess. However.
So this tea it supposedly was processed by the main guy of this one, but because he snuck into a tea garden at night because he wasn't supposed to do these leaves. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Who knows what to believe? But we will
better when
taste
it's
the
illegal.
tea. Yeah.
when there's foul play, it just tastes a little sweeter.
Yeah.
Well, I smelled this and was like, dang, it smells like a...
Smells like illegal.
Yeah, it smells like it should be illegal.
Yeah.
No,
they laced this with cocaine?
Oh, man.
All right, we're cutting off the line.
Yeah.
Strong aroma.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, I haven't even hit that with wet water yet.
Yeah. Smell some round kind of... some sweetness into it as well. I'm excited to have this for sure.
Yeah, very menthol medicine.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is that it has a very much a Chinese medicine shop kind of vibe to it. It smells like a old raw. Even this actually isn't that old.
2012, yeah.
So 6 years, 7 maybe 8 depending on the day the leaves were picked. Yeah.
Yeah, it is careful for the steam.
Right. Yeah, I was noticed that and was like, ooh. So definitely menthol and that sort of interesting older smells, but there's a really nice subtle sweetness to this. Excited to give it a shot. This is going to be our last steeping of the day, and probably last tea of the day. Probably fairly intense.
Right.
And beautiful color.
Yeah, sort of firmly in that sort of semi-aged color.
Right, exactly. Kind of leaning towards getting redder and redder from a more yellow. So we have that kind of orange.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm excited to try this and see how it performs. This is some wild tree.
Yep. Wild tree illegally harvested.
Oh yeah.
The cops might break in at any moment.
Oh no.
Take us both down.
Get swatted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go.
The last episode. Here we go, guys. This one's for you.
Wow.
It's a little bitter.
It's bitter.
Yeah,
And
it's stronger than I thought.
And there's a mineraliness to this. It's not nearly as sweet as I imagined.
Yeah, no, I thought this was going to be much sweeter. You know, I don't actually know what region this is from, if it's Yiwu or something else.
Yeah.
But it's pungent and strong. I can say that much.
Absolutely. Oh my god. Yeah, this is strong. So, a little bit of that pencil shaving vibe. Not as much of the sort of vegetal tomato vine earthiness. Really minerally. There's almost a wooey characteristic to this, as well as the sort of bitterness that is quite strong.
The bitterness is very strong. It's almost like that aspirin-like bitterness to it. It's sort of like taking pills.
Acrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And very different. I'm going to immediately say this is not passing the mom test.
Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it's passing the ultralight challenge either.
Wow, strong. This is tasting as medicinal as it smelled.
Yeah, unless you need some PEDs. This might be a PED. Performance enhancing drugs for you.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good to hear your audience.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, our audience is very naive.
There goes my home run record.
We have a very young audience, so I think we need to... Next episode, we're going to be talking about puberty.
Puberty? Oh, man. That's actually really good. Like, like Pu'erh tea.
That was totally intentional, guys.
Yeah. So what should we? So before we dive into our second steeping here, what the hell should we expect? Because that was a strong first cup.
I know. Well, and the scary part is that the first cup is usually not the strongest.
That's what I mean.
So,
yeah, I mean, you're
buckle
right.
your seatbelts.
It has that, like, it has an acrid, like you chewed an Advil and it's coated your mouth kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's strong. I mean, like, that would indicate to me that if you have this tea, you should age it.
Exactly. All right, here we go.
Cheers. The funny part is that teas does with that aroma. I thought this was going to be like older tasting and more like sweet menthol medicine shop, but this is like, yeah.
It is strong. It's hard to tell that this is aged at all.
The taste is somewhat dark, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, this is just potent. So, would you brew this with less leaf if you'd had to do it again? I don't know if that's the answer.
I used my standard ratio.
Yeah, I think it just needs more time.
Yeah.
Jesus. This is one of the strongest teas we have had on the show, for sure.
Yeah, it's very bitter.
Wow.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. And the bitterness, like, it's not like bitter and converts to sweet immediately. It's strong.
Yeah. It is a bull of a tea. So, this tea for me needs time. Not that it's not interesting right now, but I think it's alluding to something that will cool off as it ages.
Needs maybe 10 years at least.
The story matches the taste. This tastes forbidden. Yeah, I mean, this is a really bitter tea, but there's something kind of unique, I have to say, about that, because it is uncommon to have a tea like this. It really is. I mean, even though this might not be what I would consider to be a really pleasant flavor profile initially, there's sort of, I don't know, the more that I've been drinking tea on the show and drinking tea in general, I tend to just find novel flavors interesting.
Yeah.
And this certainly is fitting that category.
Right.
I mean, it is strong. It is acrid. It is minerally. I have a hard time imagining what this is going to taste like in 10 years, frankly.
Very robust taste.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, if you're thinking about, like, tea that's just going to benefit from a lot of aging, then this could be it.
Yeah, and I'm going to tread lightly, because I can tell this tea would be the kind of tea that, like, gut punch me really hard.
Right. I think we'll just go to 3 or 4 steeps here, so.
Yeah. There's a, kind of sitting with it, there's a little hint of some darker fruit, flavor.
Yeah, let's smell this again.
Yeah.
Man, the smell continues to tease me. It's not teasing those more bitter flavors. It still smells really nice. Yeah. In fact, this would be a good one to feed to your frenemy, because it smells great. They're like, oh, they're being nice to me, and then bam, bitter.
Are you saying that we're frenemies?
Well, I hadn't had this tea before either. So, no.
This is, very unique. So, immediately not passing the mom test and the sort of grandpa-style ultralight test. This is a tea that I think would only be appreciated by true tea nerds, frankly, today.
Or people that really... There's some people that really like as strong of tea as you can get.
Yeah. Holy hell.
This is quite strong, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's so from a longevity perspective, physiologically going to affect you too. Really very unique.
I'm going to do just one more.
So more sweetness on this one, coming right back into punching you in the face, but at least I'm tasting a little bit more of the sweetness.
Right.
It's crazy too, because tea, it doesn't taste like it's overbrewed because it doesn't have that sort of mouth puckering thing you can get with too long of a steeping. but it just is it's just so bitter. It really is. This is more bitter than coffee. I mean,
It is. Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I would say as a general advice for bitter tea is don't wait too long to drink it, because just as in coffee, if you wait till it cools down to room temperature and it gets just kind of nasty, like extra bitter. Same thing for this. Same thing for like Yangqing. It's like you should be drinking this when it's hotter and the flavor is like a little bit more muted, so you're not tasting the full thing.
So having it just sort of sitting in my mouth and drinking it, there's a sweetness there. I'm tasting it. The bitterness is so strong that it's quick to go, or it just is so overwhelming. Frankly, I mean, still tasting some of the sweetness on the side of my tongue, which is kind of a saccharine sweet flavor profile. This tea I think just needs time. Not that it's so. Is this tea bad? It's not ready. That's how I think of it.
Yeah.
It's not that it's bad. It just needs some time. It's definitely a unique tea, though, to be trying on the show, certainly.
Yeah. So a follow-up question to that is, like, do you think this tea is substantive? Like, can you taste a little bit beneath that sort of outer veneer of just strong bitterness?
Yeah, actually, I think that there are sweet notes to it. There's an potentially kind of an acorn nutty creaminess to this. I think that the mineral-y sort ofness of this coming out too. So there is a lot going on. I think this tea is a complex tea that just needs to cool off a little bit and take some time.
Yeah.
Do we know this is Demetrius who sent this to us, or Darius?
No, Emmett.
Oh, Emmett.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So thank you to Emmett.
Yeah, thank you, Emmett. Do we know where this was stored?
I think this is stored in Taiwan, judging from it.
Okay.
The storage smell of it smells a lot like other teas from Yangqing Hao. But it's very different from the other. Yeah, the leaves themselves are very dark too. It's wild tea, which can be a little different. I would say also the other thing I'll note is that the not only is it just very strong, but the bitterness of it is not like your standard character of raw pu'erh bitterness. It's far more in that sort of pale, acrid,
absolutely
range.
Yeah,
which is like very not common.
It is not common.
Not common.
Yeah, no, this is unique. It has it has that sort of intense acrid flavor profile, which is so interesting to just experience. Period. Right. It's a profile that's unique in itself. The color here betrays a different flavor than it tastes. Certainly, it has a beautiful orange. I think there is sweetness, especially initially, but once it gets down the back of my throat, I'm just like,
my tongue is just like kind of numb, bitter. But I think this tea has beaten us down, and I'm judging from my pace and Denny's even slower pace. I think this is going to be the final infusion we will be doing on camera.
And this is the kind of tea where 10 minutes later I'm like, oh man, I'm going to puke.
So tune in for Denny's Puke, episode 338.
I'm really getting that menthol now.
Oh yeah? In the taste?
Yeah, and in the mouthfeel too.
I'm having a hard time still tasting beyond that sort of acrid bitterness to it.
Yeah.
I do know at some point that bitterness will ease up. And that has yet to happen yet. We're not going to make it that far, but it will happen.
Oh.
It will happen at some point.
Woo! Oh, my God. Well, this has been a unique and interesting tea to bring onto the show, certainly.
And as you guys can tell, we were not we're not prepared for this experience. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, we were not.
Yeah. We're like, dark leaves, smells great, like Taiwan. Just going to be like somewhat aged and really
mentholy now. The cooling. I mean, physically. Really interesting.
Yeah, it does have that sort of like cooling sensation.
Huh.
Probably best on like a summer day, honestly, how it is. It's like on probably a full stomach.
On a full stomach.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of hit the gamut here and shows you just like with a young tea that's very approachable and not too hard on the stomach.
Right.
And then doing something that's like aged in Taiwan, that's 7 years old, looks dark. That is just... Yeah.
It is a powerhouse. Can folks pick this up?
I think you can for a limited time. I know he had a few tongs of it that are available.
Okay.
And he
So
sent me
Emmett's
this,
selling
and I
this directly.
just got this yesterday.
Wow.
So yeah, you can look it up. I don't know. It's possible that by the time this is released,
What's the URL for Emmett?
Emmett's Tea Weebly. You can find it. People that know Emmett can track him down easily, and send him a message if this sounds up your alley. Probably what I would recommend is if there's a split or something going on with this tea, and you want to try it, get on board with that, because I know this tea is also it's something like $500, $600 per cake. So this is like a tea that obviously they think of very highly.
Yeah.
And it's certainly unique.
Yeah, this is a unique tea. This tea needs time. Treat this tea like an investment tea.
Yeah, or feed it to your frenemy. your tea frenemy.
So, wow. Definitely different. I think there are a few teas that we bring on the show at this point that really, like, sort of put us in more of a speechless category. This is one of them. Thank you, Emmett, for delivering the good stuff. And, James, if people want to learn more about tea in general...
Yeah, check us out at tv.org. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more.
Maybe we'll see you next week. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not sure I'm going to survive this.
Yeah. This has been the final episode for me. Signing off. Forever yours. Goodbye. Jesus.
That was
Strong.
Oh, my God.
I was not prepared for that.